Oh, better days. We are praying for better days. Distinguished President Donald J. Trump has officially put a freeze on all federal assistance immediately. What does that cover? I tell you like this here. If you ain't got your EBT yet, it's very likely you won't be getting them next week. If your landlord hadn't already been mailed out that last Section 8 payment on your behalf, they won't be receiving it. Lord have mercy if you are waiting and it hadn't been mailed out any financial student aid. You won't be getting it. It's got to already be in the mail. This is the truth. I feel bad in such a way now, I got to be honest, it does not affect Social Security and Medicare. But if you got a Medicaid card and you got a doctor's appointment next week, do not be shocked if they don't ask you for the full payment. I know you've been going to the doctor and getting your prescriptions with that Medicaid card, but trust OG, it's not going to be working. Now, I feel bad because I got a brother that's older, in his 60s, and he does receive what we call a book of stamps. Yeah, he gets a book of stamps. And it helps him. It helps him be independent. It helps him eat better because they also give him a box of commodity. And really, with my health and can't sit in the car like that, we weren't able to wait because we were so far down the line to pick up his commodity. So that's going to hurt the elderly and the disabled. That's depending on EBT. Maybe his attorney generals or the powers to be, who's ever legally going to work out a way to where it does not affect whomever he's trying to get after, like the DI community and other entitlement programs that he feels discriminate against white people. That's basically all it's about. He is straight up shooting on target to punish and eliminate any programs out here that takes away from Caucasians. And he ain't playing. These are very dangerous times, people. People that will suffer behind this. Now let's talk about the people that I don't feel bad about. We got a lot of entitlement creators out here. Y'all think y'all was living the life. Flown it. Let's hope they don't use none of y'all content to say this is why we don't need to reinstate this part of the program. I'm sorry, it just, like I always talk about how that the Charleston Whites and the Cam Newtons and them go too far. Yes, there are black and white female content creators that straight up using Section 8 and food stamps like it's a flex. Let's be honest. With impunity and disrespect for taxpayer money. So yeah, it will be hard for Democrats and anybody else to negotiate with Donald Trump if they start pulling up y'all content where y'all are from Facebook to Instagram to YouTube, braggadocious. Everything's not content. Now, my oldest brother, who's a senior citizen, and all my neighbors that receive a very, very, very small stipend or EBT is not going to get theirs. I just don't know, y'all. Has Donald Trump went too far with this one? Y'all let me know in the comments. Because I'm like, if you want to go after certain people, Mr. President, don't lump us all in this. Don't do that. And that's what this executive order did. It had to be done out of anger, disgust, and illogical thinking, because y'all gotta make me believe that Donald Trump, as well as the powers to be, don't care about hurting seniors and the disabled and children. Because the EBT program does serve a large section of people, and everybody is not using it for a flex. There are a lot of single fathers and mothers, white and black, that actually really depend on the EBT program, Mr. President. And they are doing they are working the EBT program only from a temporary standpoint to get back on their feet. This is messed up, people. I told y'all from the beginning, all the little people, all the minorities, every day, MAGA is showing y'all that y'all not welcome in their game. And that hurts me to say that. But they are really, really putting the screws to. And I understand him not wanting to fund trans activities or change. I get that. as a heterosexual, alpha male, father, productive member of society, I am not, with my taxpayer dollars, helping any young boy transition into being a girl. I got to be honest about that. I get that, Donald Trump. But don't you think you done went too far? Huh? Let me get this coffee, y'all. I don't know. We're going to hope and pray that we're going to hope and pray that he makes some changes and be a whole lot more clear, because it's so broad and open that it's going to stop all federal assistance. You see what I'm saying? This executive order was wrote up in such a way that it's all inclusive. It's whatever we was paying out, we ain't paying no more for right now. Don't wait. Get up off your tail. If you know your rent is due in a couple of weeks, if you have the resources are able to start coming up on your part of the rent, you better get up off your ass and start working on it. I'm telling you, don't sit here and wait, because the landlord ain't got nothing. They are going to look to you. They are going to hold you responsible for your part of the rent. They ain't going to want to hear that. You ain't going to be able to blame Donald Trump. Even though he's behind it, you ain't going to be able to blame Donald Trump. So go on, get up on your $1,000 or your $800 or your $500, whatever part of the rent that the government's paying for you on Section 8, go on, get up, because you're going to need it. Lady, you know that cupboard low and that refrigerator low. I know you was depending on that EBT next week, but you're going to have to cancel that trip. Don't go on that trip. You're going to need that money for food. Them $1,000 EBT ain't gonna show up on that card. Unless, and I doubt if he make provisions and transitions for clarity with his executive order. We pray he does, but that would mean that he would have to say that he was wrong. And Donald Trump is not gonna never admit he was wrong about anything. That executive order is gonna stay in place until challenged by individuals and states in the courts. And ain't no telling how long that's gonna take. I'm gonna say that again so y'all will know. While y'all sitting there thinking that Trump might take it back or change it, no, he won't. Trump will not allow himself, especially this early on in his administration, to say he made the wrong decision. This executive order is gonna stick and stay in the place, and it's gonna work its way through the courts. And in the meantime, you gotta pay your own rent. And my brother gotta buy his own food. And you gotta buy you and them children own food. I'm not saying that out of disrespect. I'm just being honest, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, respectfully comment and subscribe, because I'm your OG. I'm just giving it to you from a contraband standpoint. I don't know nothing but the truth.